Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a reading of what do I need to focus on right now. So I have 4 groups out for you today. We have the first group here, group 2 here, 3, and 4. And I will do a zoomed in look of all of those with their crystals. And then we will get started with the group readings, and all of the timestamps will be in the description box below. Okay, so we have group 1, we have the celestite crystal. Group 2, the howlite. Group 3, the opalite. And group 4, the rainbow and peach moonstone. So pick one of these groups intuitively, and then we will get started with the readings. Okay, so group 1, you chose the celestite. It's a very angelic stone, and the main message for you is beloved. So it says, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. So this is a card that is very much centered on love, and sometimes it can have to do with your romantic relationships, but also remember with that last line, believe you are lovable. So this is also believing in your own self-worth and your own self, that you are lovable and that you really can be loved, and to really nurture yourself and your connection with yourself as well. And so let me pull some more cards and we will get a little deeper into what you need to focus on right now. So this can also be a lot of self-love as well. Group 1, what they need to focus on right now. What does group 1? Oh, 2 flying out over here. All right, we have intuition and support. So group 1, intuition says, listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. So this is asking you to get connected to yourself, your higher self, and your intuition, to the deep messages that you are listening to and feeling, and to not let your emotions and not let your logic get in the way, but to really listen to your intuition and listen to what your gut is telling you. And with support, it says ask for help, get more rest, nurture yourself. So this goes really well in with beloved, of believing you are lovable. You need to nurture yourself and work on that relationship with you, and ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to go out and reach and ask for somebody. And just because you might feel a little bit isolated right now, or you might feel like you need to do things on your own, you don't have to. You can ask people for help and you can reach out, but also get more rest and put in time for yourself and allow yourself to restore. So let's see what the tarot messages for you are. Group 1. What do they need to focus on right now? This one wants to come up. The Ace of Cups. I was shuffling in reverse, so I'll leave that upright. What does group 1 need to focus on right now? Group 1. Oh, okay, these 3 want to come up. King of Cups and 8 of Pentacles. So, group 1, what else do you need to focus on right now? With the Ace of Cups, this is your creativity, your emotional expression, and free flow. So this is just allowing yourself to be creative in this time that you're resting. Allow your mind to just create. And we can really see that in the 8 of Pentacles as well, just in the card where she's painting. And just spread the love. So this is not only love yourself, but also spread love with others and spread your joy and your feelings, and allow yourself to create something and spread and share your gifts with the world. And people are really needing them right now, and this creative expression will really make you feel like refreshed and like you have been a lot more fulfilled and just flow and restful and just more peaceful. And then in the Eight of Pentacles, that is about hustle, grit, and craftsmanship. So she's still being creative, she's still crafting, but it takes passion, it takes patience, it takes some grit. So while you are working on those creative endeavors, make sure you're dedicated to that, and make sure you are focused and committed to these endeavors that you're working on, because it will pay off. And in the King of Cups, you also need to have equilibrium and mindfulness. So while you're hustling and while you're working towards something, you need to have a balance and be mindful and be clear mentally and emotionally. And so even when turbulence is happening, that you are centered and that you are focused and that nothing can disrupt your own inner peace. And then we're gonna pull a few cards from the Starseed deck as well. Group 1 messages. Oh, this one wanted to come out. Oh, we got 2, perfect. So it says, forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. And Hyrith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So I'll read from the guidebook what these say and what these mean. In Hyrith, the longing for home, it's a Welsh word that's difficult to translate. I probably am saying it wrong, sorry. But refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for home or a place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. A place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living this life right now, to commit to putting 2 feet completely in. How can you commit more fully to your life? So committing to your life and really being a part of it and a part of the right now is something that you can really focus on. And even if you are feeling that homesickness, to ground yourself and really find how you can feel more centered and connected and at peace. And then with forge, don't follow. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail, like being unable to find someone to show you the way, be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experience. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? So, in this reading, this is asking you to listen to your intuition, be creative, create something new, forge a new path, and really come home to yourself and be in that flow. And when you need support, know you can ask for it, but forge ahead, make something new, and you'll be rewarded for what you create. So group 1, that's the message I had for you. I hope you resonated with this reading. If you didn't, you can definitely watch one of the other ones as well, or maybe if you chose to. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next. Okay, group 2, you chose the Howlite. And here's your reading. So your main message is balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. So group 2, you're being encouraged to seek balance and taking time to relax, but also knowing when you need to work and when you need to not. So let's get a few more messages for group 2. What does group 2 need to focus on right now? So maybe you're feeling a little overworked, group 2, or maybe you are needing to focus a little more on your work. Or just not clear on those boundaries in between work and play. All right, another message for you that you need to focus on right now, group 2, is rebirth. Reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. So this is a time for you to create something new and create a life that you really love living, and create it in a way that maybe you haven't done it before. And this is a time for you to really dream up what you want for your reality. So, and this should be something that you're focusing on, is manifesting and working on what you really see for yourself. And then in expansion, group 2, it says, spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. So while you're going through this rebirth, it's asking you to really share that with the world. Share your what you've learned, share your messages, share how you're growing. And this is something that the world needs. And that when you shine your light, it will help the world. So focusing on how you can expand and what messages you can bring, and how you can really expand your world and your view of it. What does group 2 need to focus on? All right, group 2, these 3 just popped right out. So we have the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the King of Swords. So we have a lot of air energy going on. Group 2. And with the 3 of Swords, it talks about heartbreak, rejection, and pain. And so something that you may need to focus on is the sacrifices and the broken relationships that are weighing heavily on you. That in the 10 of Swords, you were betrayed, you were stabbed in the back, you were disappointed, and you're really carrying around this pain. And this card is asking you to lean into the discomfort, lean into the feelings, but learn how to release them, because when you lean into the discomfort, really feel the feelings with it, it's so much easier to release it. And in the 10 of Swords, it's you're feeling like people have taken advantage of you through this heartbreak, and that loss can feel like a failure. But know that this is a transition to a new beginning, to this rebirth. So you had to go through something to break down, something painful, something that hurt, to be reborn, to be able to share that with the world. Because then in the King of Swords, group 2, you have clarity from this. You have mental strength that's building you up. Sometimes we have to be broken down to be built up, and it's the best thing for us. Sometimes it's this massive learning experience for us to really grow, and we learn something new. We have more knowledge, and we learn how to detach ourselves from people and learn how to deepen connections, but not our attachments. And that this new information can give us new freedom for our life. And then, so we'll pull 2 star cards for you, group 2. Wow, we got a lot trying to pop up here. Let's see. Group 2, what do they need to focus on right now? What does group 2 need to focus on right now? What does group 2? Okay, alright, group 2, we had 4 come out. We only had 2 for group 1. So we have lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. We have the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So it looks like you definitely have gone through something painful, group 2, and that when you soften to it, when you accept that there was difficulty and there was conflict, you can really let more love in, and that maybe it wasn't aligned, and that focusing on really digging into the deeper questions, you can find the way to be reborn and find something that does align with you. And it says your life is a canvas, artist manifestation, creative accountability. Once again, goes right into rebirth and expansion of that you can create your own life, and you have that ability to create something new. And then trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So this rebirth, you don't need to rush through it. You're not out of time. It's all in the right time, and it's all coming together for you. And I'll read you some deeper messages here from the Oracle. So with lifting the veil, things aren't always as they seem. This era is one of uncovering mistruths so we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. If you pull this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that may no longer be a vibrational match for who you are and how you've grown. So through this rebirth, you're really growing. And this heartbreak was allowing you to regrow anew and to be able to let go of the things that no longer align with you. To dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and others but no longer do. Some starseeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and unseen worlds, to shine a light on things that are inauthentic or unaligned with the survival and well-being of Earth, to stand for and protect those who don't have a voice, to look deeper and question everything that previous generations did not. Some starseeds cannot tolerate things that aren't congruent. They're here to bring society and humanity back into harmony with the planet and the Creator at large. If we tolerate things in our life that aren't aligned and congruent with it, we add to the misalignment of the planet. You're being called to trust yourself, notice what's out of alignment, and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is no easy feat, but so worthwhile, both individually and for the planet. So it's asking you to what isn't a fit anymore, what doesn't feel right, what feels painful, how can you balance, bring it back into harmony, and let it go. With the great severing, I might just summarize the rest of these. These are pretty long messages here. So it's a shadow card. So it might feel very confrontational with all these messages and this heartbreak. And that we go through this change and these difficult times, and the wounds can feel sometimes like they don't end. But it says if this card surfaces, it could be for 2 reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love, to release it, be reborn. And when we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others in the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We are all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. So maybe through this heartbreak group 2, you could be guarding yourself and holding back from love or cutting yourself out from it. But just know you can soften towards it and find ways to be a little softer towards others and towards those who have hurt you, even though it's very hard. It can sometimes be very difficult when you've been truly hurt, but know that the heart is a muscle and it grows stronger with that pain, and that you can always open yourself to more love. With your life as a canvas, this is all about manifestation and creative accountability, that you can really create it and that you need to be accountable for everything that you think you create and you make happen, whether you realize it or not. So to be aware of your thoughts and what you're thinking, because you're always creating, you're always manifesting. So make sure that it's positive and the direction you want to go in. Yes, we've had pain in the past, but now it's time to focus on what can be reborn, what can be changed, what can be expanded, what can be created new. And trust that the timing's all working out for you. This is all for a reason. And that it all happens in divine timing. You know, you don't have to worry about missing your moment, and just to trust the season you're in. Maybe this is the season of heartbreak. This is the season of things kind of breaking down, rebalancing, being reborn. So sometimes we go through seasons of harvest, and then we go through seasons of planting the seeds. And right now you could be planting the seeds. Things could have broken down, you're planting the seeds anew, you're manifesting, and that what you are envisioning is creating, it is behind the scenes. The universe is working on co-creating it with you, and to trust that the universe has your back, and that, you know, when you are patient and you're compassionate even with yourself, that you will find everything all works out in perfect timing. So thank you for watching the reading group 2. I hope this resonated with you. If it didn't, feel free to watch any of the other readings, or if you picked 2, that is fine as well. And I will see you. All right, group 3, you chose the opalite. Here's your main message for what you need to focus on right now. So you have gentleness. This says, be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. So I can be speaking words of love to yourself and to others. And to just be gentle with yourself. You don't have to be so hard on yourself all the time. You don't have to be pushing all the time. You can just be soft and kind and spread that to the world, because maybe that's what the world needs right now. Maybe that's what your own little world needs right now. It's just a little extra dose of kindness. And to not worry so much. Oh my, okay, we got some trying to pop out here. And messages for what group 3 needs to focus on. And that you can allow yourself kindness. All right, expansion group 3. Group 2 got this as well. It says, spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. But you can also do this in a gentle way, group 3. So this is expansion, but also kindly. And also our next message for you, group 3, is magic. Make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. So the universe is supporting you, group 3. They're expanding, you're learning how to be gentle, but also know that magic is coming into your life and it surrounds you, and to know that good things are coming and they're on the way. So look up, group 3. You might have been hard on yourself in the past and now need to realize that you can be kinder to yourself, because good things are really happening. And then I'll pick one more card, one more message. Group 3, what do they need to focus on? Group 3. For your tarot message, group 3. What does group 3 need to focus on? Oh, alright. Okay, group 3. We got a couple messages popping out. The other groups, we only had 3 tarot cards. For you, we have 5. All right, so let's see what all of these messages are. So with the Princess of Swords in reverse, group 3, we have, it's contrarian, annoyance, motor mouth. Challenging authority with a know-it-all attitude can get old pretty quick. You're born in need of mental stimulation to keep up with your rapid-fire thoughts. All talk and no action leads to distrust between you and your peers. Making promises you cannot keep does not bode well for your reputation, nor aligns with your intentions. Communication is a two-way street. Become aware of how you speak to others, as it may rub them the wrong way and can come off annoying instead of intelligent. So be mindful of how you're speaking, group 3, and be focused and aware on how you come across to others. That you might be coming across a little bit like you're talking a lot about yourself. So just be mindful that others want to share with you as well. And don't worry about spreading your ideas. Just be cognizant of how you do it. Because then in the Six of Swords, group 3, that speaks to transition, migration, letting go. So to have this magic, you have to let go of something, and times are always changing, and that right now it might feel a little different. This expansion that you're going through might be uncomfortable, and that you need to be gentle with yourself, because there are some things you need to let go of. And this could be thought patterns, it could be behaviors, it could be people, it could be a job, it could be cleaning out your closet. So this is asking you to allow that transition to happen, allow this change and awareness happen, so that you can let go and be open to new opportunities. Because when you let go of something, so many more opportunities can come in. And then that is really showing up with the King of Pentacles, group 3, because it's about prosperity, attainment, abundance. So when you let go, you have so much more space to let more in. And the King of Pentacles lives his best life. He's prosperous, he's abundant, he shares it with others, he's really thriving, and he's providing for others. And the reason why he's receiving the abundance is because he is committed, he is making himself responsible, and he provides and shares. And also just enjoy that, allow the magic in, allow the magic to bring you this prosperity and the abundance. However, with the 10 of Wands, group 3, that speaks to carrying obligations, responsibility, duty. It's a heavy burden you have, and that, you've really worked hard for this abundance through the King of Pentacles, and now you are focusing on maintaining it, and you feel a little burdened by all the responsibility. But know that when you allow yourself to be gentle, allow in the magic, focus on the joy, focus on why you're doing it in the first place, why you're so excited to share that might come off as a little boastful, know that this expansion is for a good reason, and you don't have to do it alone. Like, you can release this weight that you're carrying, release the burdens, and allow joy in, allow gentleness in, allow magic in. Because then with the 4 of Wands, this has to do with home, backbone, foundation. You're centered and you're stable. So when you've released the burdens that you have a firm foundation underneath, and you can really see your ideas come together and in this expansion and this prosperity. And with that stability, you have just this peace and acceptance for who you are. So make sure that you celebrate your wins and your prosperity, group 3, that you are really on your path, and you are really feeling the prosperity coming in. But remember to be joyful, remember to be gentle, remember to allow in the magic, and let others be able to share that with you and share your burdens. So I hope that resonated with you. Okay, and then some star cards for you, group 3. I almost forgot this, so I had to add it back in right before we concluded. So what does group 3 need to focus on right now? What does group 3 need to focus on right now? Group 3, what do you need to focus on right now? Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before, so you've gone through this before, group 3. and that you have soul memories and gifts from a past time, and maybe you need those for this expansion and to allow this magic in group 3. All right, and child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So let me give you a little more clarity on that. So in Lost Lands, group 3, it says the world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in the Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. In the King of Pentacles, you've accomplished a lot before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps this intuitive hits and ideas you've been receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. So, what are you holding back on, group 3? What are some gifts that you can share with the world you can expand? And then in Child of the Cosmos, there's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate, or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, carrying all the burdens. Rely on our own strength. You've been called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe. That you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be, and to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then so do you. How can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? And when you surrender and you're gentle with yourself, that abundance is coming in, that prosperity is coming in. So that's my message for you today, group 3. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it didn't, please feel free to check out the other groups, and I will see you in my next reading. All right, group 4. Here's your main message. And you chose the Moonstone. It's delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in the simple things. Always expect the best. So group 4, you might be needing to remember that the simple things really can bring you joy, and to have a little more excitement and joy and play in your life, and that the simple things are going to really bring you joy, and to be grateful for them and expect the best. It's okay to expect good things to happen. So focus on what things feel good and what things bring you more joy. What does group 4 need to focus on right now? What does group 4 need to focus on right now? Group 4. What does group 4 need to focus on right now? Rebirth. Very similar readings. It says, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. So there was an earlier group 4, I think it was group 2 that pulled it. So you might have both pulled these cards. Okay, and then we had 2 that flipped over. So the rest of the readings had 3 cards, so you have 4. And so group 4, we have flow. Find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release your expectations and cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. So some things you're needing to focus on, group 4, is that you're going through a rebirth period, and to surrender to the flow. Allow the cycle to happen. Find joy in it. So it might be something that's difficult, and we'll get a little more detail with the tarot cards of focusing on just releasing the need to control and just allowing and accepting that this is a different cycle right now. You just need to flow in it and allow yourself to be reborn and find the joy in life and allow that to guide you. So you have the Six of Swords, which also has come up in a prior reading, group 4. And this is about transition, migration, letting go. So there's something that you need to let go of and surrender to the flow. It must be something that you're holding on to, group 4. So you need to focus on just allowing the outcomes to happen and know that you can't force the universe to work for you, that you have to just flow and co-create with it. Set your intentions and know where you want to go and know how you want to be reborn, group 4, and what reality you want to create, but just accept that the universe has its plans and release them. So then we also have the Nine of Cups and one more message for group 4, what they need to focus on right now. What does group 4 need to focus on right now? Group 4. Oh my, well, that was a lot. That was way too many, group 4. We're trying not to get too lengthy. It was about 9 cards that came out. All right, group 4. Oh, here we go. Okay, group 4, the Chariot. All right, so let's get a little more clarity on what these tarot cards mean for you. So in the Nine of Cups, group 4, this is about a wish come true, fulfillment, and pleasures. Once again, going in with delight, finding pleasure. And this is that your wish is coming true, this rebirth and this new reality that you're imagining, it's coming true. Just surrender to the flow. It's going to happen. And there's a balance between all the areas of your life, and that you are reaching a deep emotional state of fulfillment. And then with the Chariot, group 4, this means that there is victory, willpower, and drive. It usually means there's speed here, group 4. So you have all your tools, you know where you want to go. So group 4, know that you can get through it, that you can get through maybe this difficult time, and just ignore what other people are saying and don't try to compare yourself too much. Focus on your own thing, focus on your own flow and delight, and don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to what makes you happy versus what makes them happy. Know what makes you happy and know how to surrender to your own flow, and just stay focused on your endeavors, group 4, and that your own inner drive and your own inner knowing. So then group 4, let's pull some starseed cards for you. Group 4, what does it need to focus on? What does group 4 need to focus on? Sorry if it's getting a little bit dark. Starting to run out of light. What does group 4 need to focus on right now? Oh, taking a little bit of time, group 4. There we go. Okay. Earth pulsing. Perfect. We got 2. Earth pulsing and a new earth. Wow. So this really speaks to cycles and rebirth. So with earth pulsing, it says pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So surrender to the slow. Take time. It is speeding up. Things are moving forward for you, and you don't need to rush it. And then in new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. So group 4, it's coming. Whatever you are manifesting, it's really coming. You just need to make sure that you surrender to the flow of it and that you don't try to rush things. And so let me get a few deeper messages for you in these cards. So with earth pulsing, it says, a mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is a tool to surrender to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe, Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people and the external world to fill the void of connection, holding, and belonging, once given to us by the earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully, as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here waiting for us to remember and activate that part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on this planet. So there is something that you're holding on to, group 4, that you just need to let go of and flow with. And when you connect to the earth, things will really start to open up and flow for you, because you really are being reborn. It's a different cycle for you, group 4. And with a new earth, let's get the message for that. Don't give up. You're closer than you think. So don't be discouraged, group 4. You really are manifesting something new. And it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds. Dream them into existence. Don't lose faith. Keep your focus fixed. So stay in that flow. You're really creating something. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift. Whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation, or through working on a new project, job, or creation, keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts and delight. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. Really requires a lot from you. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. It's coming in the chariot. It is coming. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you've so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. How can you keep holding the vision? So keep holding that vision, group 4. Stay in the flow. Stay in what feels good. You're connected. You're creating something new, group 4, and it's a very exciting time for you. And so I hope you resonated with this message, group 4. If you didn't, please feel free to check out the other groups, and I will see you in my next reading.